Awesome. We are up and rolling on all but TikTok. So let me get this going real quick. Um, mm, 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 mm. And we have good morning to No Name, Feisty, Weird Al, See Me, hello, good morning, everyone. We also have a good morning to King of the Swamp. I'm in Eastern Time. All right, let me get TikTok going now. Oop. I'm probably gonna start like cutting off the last, like the beginning of each live from the VOD that uploads automatically to YouTube, mostly because I'm just talking to y'all about nothing for a while until the callers come in, but I'm still figuring that out. Hey, if you come over, like, listen, all right, can you really consider yourself a feminist if you don't hang out with the woman over the man? I'm totally kidding, by the way. Totally kidding.
You're awesome.
Ooh. I know, right? Biggest sports channel ever, Degan. That is so true. I'm definitely promoting all of the sports. All of the sports. $4.99. Thank you, Degan. Welcome back to YouTube's biggest sports channel. And today we have featuring all NFL team games that are happening today. The only thing I know is that the Chargers are playing the Steelers. That's about all I got. I am not a fan of any sports. I am a fan of bubbles. Hold on real quick, guys. I think I need to clean that better. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. I was cleaning the cameras off. It's necessary to do. Yeah, I don't care about sports. This is for this is in solidarity. Solidarity. If you know, you know. Yeah, I'm for bubbles. I actually have like a little bubble thingy. Good morning, Cabin Phantom. Swale. Say so. I know I said it correctly last time. Silawi. I'm done. I can't today. And hello, Bishop. Guys, I'm not awake enough in life, okay? I'm being good. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about anybody else. Thank you. Oh, I did forget to change that. Dang it. Let me go ahead and change that real quick. Edit. You. Change that up. I don't know what that means, but thanks. I just routinely struggle sometimes. And I feel like that's just normal. Some struggle. Oh, what is that? That's so cool. Thank you. I've not seen that one. Thank you, Scarlett. Hey, Kay. I've never seen that gift. I mean, that's totally fair. So, like, my family all grew up loving the Steelers. Even my mom, who's not from Pennsylvania. So, it's just kind of how it works. Kind of how that works. No, John Jones, I don't even think you understand how that works. Hey, Be More. Thank you. Oh my gosh. It's the best I got, Degan. It's the best voice I got. Okay, well go do work, Chris. Um they're okay. Like gosh, there was something funny I was gonna say. No, so John Jones specifically said that Trump lives rent free in all of our heads, right? And I want to be clear. I can't go on a single channel, a single news source without seeing something about Donald Trump and his administration. That's not him living rent free in my head. That's him going out in the public media every single fucking day and doing some kind of fuck shit. See, in order for someone to literally live rent free in my head, they can't be lambasting themselves all across the media. They can't be putting themselves out there every fucking day. That's not how that works, right? So now the people that really live rent free in Donald Trump's head would be Jasmine Crockett and AOC because they're not out on the news or social media every single day. Do you understand how that works? I would love to go back to boring politics. I would love to go back to boring ass politics where if I open up my Google Chrome, I'm not having all of these suggested news that's just surrounding the administration. My suggested news is typically would have been about my local area. What's going on there? What are the local things happening? What's going on in the town next to me? What are the events that are going on? Somebody got arrested for X, Y, and Z. Like, I used to be able to just open up my web browser and not have to be like, Trump administration, Trump administration, Trump administration, Trump administration, Trump administration. That's what it is. I don't get to do that anymore. I will be happy if we go back to boring politics. And I was politically involved back then too. It just stuff didn't come up like that. It's not my fault you guys don't understand the concept or even what the words mean. Hey, Manda, don't forget to send your heart me if you're watching over on TikTok. Oh, yes, I am so triggered just by existing. Actually, what I think is the most funny is that I happen to trigger all of you individuals that say that I'm triggered just by existing and getting on here. I actually live rent free in your head, and that's what's funny. Kieran, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that so much. Dale, 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 Dale. I don't think we can be friends anymore. I have to support somebody, okay? Like, well, it's I'm wearing this. Again, this is me being a good girlfriend. The jersey is, yeah. This is just me being a good girlfriend. So, if that offends y'all, I don't know what to tell you. I don't like sports. Sports, they make too much money. They make way too much money. Way too much money.
You're awesome.
Nah, we don't accept that, Dale. Never met a bigger victim or snowflake than MAGA. That's funny. That's true, Degan. They do. Oh my gosh. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I am 56.
56. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, but I'm different, but for a different reason.
Okay.
I wish we had somebody else as a Republican, but I would never vote for a Democrat.
Oh, so
They're
you're
the
just
ones
a
that,
sheep. Bah. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey, how's it going, ma'am?
Going well. How old are you?
24.
24. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Oh, I'm naked. I'm jerking off. My dick is truly.
That's gross. Salawi, thank you so much for becoming a sub over on Twitchy. I appreciate that so much. I'm sorry. Anybody, like, let me be clear. If anybody says I would never vote for this specific party, they're dumb. That means that you've closed yourself into a box and you've opened yourself, like you've made it so that you no longer get to make outside considerations, and I do think that's dumb. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
21.
21. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes and no. Like I've kind of, so I've been voting Republican since I was 18.
Thank you, Kat. You
And
voted
lately
in 2 elections.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm starting to kind of get away from the whole, from Donald Trump. I'm starting to move actually Democrat. And there's a couple reasons. Like one of them is, I just feel like he's kind of inciting against his political opponents, which is not what the Republican Party used to be about. But I don't know. That's how I feel. Like
Okay.
I still support him as my president. You know, I want him to do the best, but yeah, I don't know.
Hey, listen, I don't know about y'all, but me doing this does not mean that I want the president to fail. I want the presidency to be successful. I want the country to be successful. I don't support him because he's done things that I don't think are in the better good of the United States of America. For example, telling states that have been paying out their SNAP benefits out of their state money, paying out the full benefits out of their own state coffers, right? Telling states to now roll back the payments that they've made to their citizens or to stop the funding towards their citizens if it hasn't been rolled out yet.
Yeah, to me, both. I mean, like
That's
people
not a
will
both
say,
sides argument. I just want to let you know.
no, I get it. No, I get it. Like to me, people like I have friends who are very Republican, and I have a couple friends who are also Democrats, and you know, I don't judge them by who they voted for or whatever, but it's from both sides. It just seems like, you know, like my friends who are Democrats will say, oh, Republicans caused the shutdown, and then my Republican friends will also say, well, Democrats caused the shutdown, and I'm kind of standing here and I'm like, I mean, we both Republicans and Democrats caused the fucking shutdown, you know? It's very frustrating to
No, I'm
see.
going to be the first one to say that they're both culpable.
Right, and we're both using the American people as pawns in this game, in my opinion. It's just, instead of blaming one side or the other, I think they just need to shut up and try to make their differences work.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
that's how
they're
feel.
trying to, though. Like, see, that's the difference, right? The Democratic Party is actually offering concessions to the Republican Party. And see, here's this. I actually had this conversation last night. If I was the Republican Party and I would see that the Democratic Party is saying, hey guys, let's just do the ACA subsidies extension for 1 single year. We won't ask it for the rest of the time. We won't ask it to be permanent, right? And then they're not asking for anything else. That's all they're asking for. They're asking for one singular thing. The Republicans, if they were smart, right, not only would they accept that offer, but they could twist it so well to their side. Like, let me be clear. If I was a Republican senator or a Republican House of Representative, I would be very quickly going like, see, us getting out on TV. I'm Mike Johnson. Us getting out on TV explaining to the American people that the Democratic Party is just pushing for healthcare insurance for illegals. They finally rolled it back. Do you see how we did that? It's because we kept telling you, the American populace, that that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted this entire time. And now they've backtracked because they've realized it's not going to help them it's not going to help them going forward. Right? See what we did? And we gave them a little concession in allowing them to keep the ACA subsidies for 1 year while we look for a plan to fix it. Do you see how easy that would be? Like, that's all the Republican Party would have to do. But they're not even smart enough to think that all the way through to fruition and see how they could twist it to their benefit.
Yeah, I know. I think what it is it doesn't have to do with how smart or dumb they are. I think it has to do with they just want to do everything that Trump tells them to do, and I don't know why that is. The Republican Party used to never be like this until Trump got in, and all of a sudden it used to be a giant bandwagon, and everything has to be for Trump. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you why. I'm just letting you know, like, there are ways that they could have made it a thing and like gotten away with it and made it so it looked like their side won, but they can't even think that far ahead to make it actually like their side won.
No,
So
100%. I agree with you on that.
yeah.
So,
Well,
but like I said, I have very Republican views. It's just these days I stopped telling people that I affiliate myself with the Republican. I just tell people I'm independent. Like I'm just in the middle about both things, because it seems to me that it's become a ideological war to either be Republican or Democrat. It's just there's no point in being in one party or the other.
okay.
That's
I mean, I'm going to
the
disagree
way
with
I
you
see
there,
it.
but sure.
No, and that's fine. That's fine. You have every right to disagree. That's just the way I feel. So,
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to move on, and I hope you have a good rest of your Saturday. And yeah, independent doesn't mean in the middle, by the way. It just means you don't align with either party.
fair enough. All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah,
Hi, how old are you?
19.
Okay. Are you still supporting Trump?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you, man. Have a great Sunday. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
6-7.
6-7. Did I say Saturday? It's definitely Sunday. My bad. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep.
Thank you, Moose. Awesome. How old are you?
30.
30. Are you still supporting Trump?
Yep.
And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
The transgenders.
I'm not debating someone's existence, so have a good one. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep.
Hi, how old are you?
35.
35. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
You are? Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Not suck dicks.
Pretty sure he has, though. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I'm on a live stream. That's so cool.
Okay, kid. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. And yes, I
Awesome.
support Donald Trump.
Cool. How old are you?
I am 35.
35. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
He has fixed and secured the transportation industry and protected the general public from being killed by reckless policies set in place by Obama and Biden when it comes to transportation industry. More or less, I'm talking about non-domicile CDLs, which allows an individual from another country to overstay a B1 visa and come to the country and operate a big 80,000-pound semi without no insurance, no documentation, and no proper certification.
Can you show me where in the Biden administration or the Obama administration that they made it possible for an
Sure,
undocumented migrant to get a CDL and not carry any insurance?
sure. On 2022, under the FMCS guidelines, it states that you must read, write, and speak of
FMCS? I just want to make sure I'm typing this right.
FMCSA. It's a federal organization.
CSA
Stands for
2022 guidelines. And
state.
I'm going to find it if I type it in for, let's see, specifically CDL, undocumented, no insurance.
Non-domicile licenses. It's called a non-domicile, which
Oh, but
it's
you
a problem right
specifically
now.
also said undocumented. And let me be very clear. Is it not a law in all 50 states where you are required, if you have a car, to carry a minimum liability insurance?
It is. It is.
It is.
But a
Okay.
lot of
And how does that, I'm so sorry, how does that not apply to any individual? Or make it so that the federal government has somehow
what
made
be,
undocumented immigrants exempt from being required to carry insurance? Can you explain that to me?
sure.
How do, and
So
I want
insur-
the specific memo that said that undocumented immigrants are not required to carry insurance.
no, they're not they are required, but
They
because
are
they're not,
required.
they are
Fantastic.
required. They are required. But the issue we have right now, and it's been going on since Obama made the okay. So for example, and
Well,
if
you
you
said
can look this up,
2022. Can you remind me when Obama was president?
um, Obama was president in 2000. I think it was 16 and 15. But
No,
Biden, I
just
said
give
it
me
Biden
like his
and
full administration. What years was Obama president through?
Biden,
What year
Biden
through
was
what year?
2009 to
Obama.
2015.
I'm
2009 to
sorry,
2015.
to 2015?
I believe so, because Trump got in office in 16 in his first term, if I'm not mistaken.
Holy for fuck's sakes.
I'm pretty sure Obama ran for 2 terms, from 2009 to 2015.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
who was president in 2016?
Trump, I believe.
Okay.
Wasn't
So
Trump?
then who was president in 2020?
Trump.
Okay. How does that math out? Think it through.
It
How does
doesn't.
that math out?
It doesn't. You're right.
It doesn't.
I made a mistake there. I take that back.
Okay,
But
sorry. I
but
decided to, instead of doing what I normally do and just kind of go ha 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 at people, I'm like, let me walk you through it ourselves. Like, okay.
my whole thing is what I'm trying to get across is
And
my
again, I
personal reason.
still want to see the exact memo that was issued by Pete Buttigieg under the Biden administration that said that these were allowed to happen by the head of the Department of Transportation. And by the way, the only thing I can find is the press releases from this year, 2025. I can't find anything from 2022.
Okay, so in 2022,
Yeah, I want specifically the memo that was released in the year 2022 to assert your claim.
it wasn't a memo. So much it was.
Oh, well, then it should have also been, I should be able to find it in their rules, but I'm not seeing it. So again, I want to find it in their rules, but I'm not seeing anything from 2022.
So on the FMCSA, ma'am, it states that you must read and write and speak English, right? And that is something that's always been a guideline in our trucking industry.
Okay, again,
But
I want to see the memo from
what,
2022 that changed
I,
the rules per your claim. And that
okay, I'm
somehow
getting to that.
Donald
I'm
Trump
getting
had
to
to
that.
change it back. I'm telling you that I'm on the regulations.gov website when it comes to the FMCSA, and it's not there. All I can find is everything from 2025.
That's stupid.
Well, it's
In
not my
2020,
fault. It's what they want to put
2020,
out. This is them, and everything says,
right.
oh, there it is,
What?
2025.
So if you don't
Closed
speak and
for
read and write English and
comments.
operate a truck driver, it was an out of service. It
2025,
usually was an out of
2025,
service. Usually was
2025,
usually was
posted
an out of service.
2025.
But during
Again,
Biden's
I need to find where you're going to
right,
have to show me or proof, and
so
not just
I'm
something that
trying.
the administration is saying that happened during this time with no proof. I need to see
Well,
the
I'm trying to get
actual
to that.
memo that occurred.
Okay. I'm trying to get to that. I'm trying to get to that.
Yeah,
So
well, tell
according
me
to
where to find
DOT,
it though. Where is the actual
I don't
memo?
know.
I'm
I
asking
don't
for
know
you to
where.
show me where the rule change happened. Not
I
just
don't
say
know
that
where.
it occurred. I need to see it. That's how
So
you
I don't know
prove your
where.
claim.
Okay, cool. I don't know where to find it. I just know what I've experienced out here, where DOT has said, "Hey, we were told that this is no longer an out of service. We're supposed to just let them go."
Sure, that's just your opinion. Got it.
Right. But there is also something that's not my opinion. There's the main issue I have right now with immigrants is the non-domicile CDL.
Prove
Where
it.
states
You're
like,
still not
okay,
proving this. Yes,
oh, I'll prove
states
it right
have been
now. I'll
always.
prove it.
Are you aware of what the 10th Amendment is of the United States Constitution?
No, I'm not. I don't know all the amendments. I'll be honest
This
about
one
that.
should be easy. It's the one that Donald Trump probably loves breaking the most at the moment. States' rights, sir. States' rights. So when it comes to this, like all the Department of Transportation can do in certain things is offer guidance,
Sit in the
right?
hall.
They can offer rules. They can set base minimum standards, and then it's up to the states what they do from there, right? So California is allowed by law in order to make it so that they can issue CDL licenses to people that have passed their tests in the same way that American citizens do. All right? They're able to offer guidance and expand upon that, right? Now,
Right,
if
but in order to pass a CDL test, you have to first speak English. Two, you have
okay,
to perform all the tests required, which
yeah,
is the
and
brake air test, the
prove
general
to me
knowledge.
that they weren't doing that in California.
There was just an investigation done in California where a lot of schools were paying
No,
people.
prove to me in California rulings, like whatever their law is or their guidance
Okay,
from their
eh,
California
okay,
Department of Transportation. We'll just say
okay.
it's
And
probably
California just
CDOT,
passed a law
okay?
this year.
Show me
California
where it
just passed.
says, show me where it says in their California Department of Transportation issuance that people that are testing for CDLs are not required to speak English. Show me where it says that in their bylaws or their guidance
In their
laws or their
new law,
rules.
passed it. Everybody has the right to a driver's license, despite their immigration status.
Oh, no, that's not what I asked. Driver's license
Right.
is not the same as a CDL, and you know that. CDL is a
No, it's
special
not.
classification. So again,
Right.
show me the rule that was passed in California or the rule that was issued by their Department of Transportation within the state of California that says that people applying for CDLs do not have to speak or read or write English. Go.
They don't have one. I'll be honest. They don't have a law or anything like that.
They
says
don't
that
have a law, nor do they have a rule. So you have zero proof to show that that was actually occurring.
So, but then what? So the only proof we can argue with any argument is based on bylaws or state legislation, correct? Not an instance where Department of Transportations or DMVs are violating policies.
No,
correct?
dude, you would have to. No, you're saying that California just allowed this to happen. That was part of your claim. You were literally targeting California, that they were allowing this to happen. So, if that was the case, if they were allowing this to happen, you need to show me where the state of California modified the rulings of that. Show me where they've modified it.
Okay, where they modified it, like I'm trying to get to the basis. Regular driver's license CDL are two different things. Correct. You are right there.
Correct. Yeah, it's a special classification. CDLs are a special classification.
That's a two-part problem here. It's not just one versus the other. When they made a law says that anybody can get a driver's license despite their immigration status. When individuals come over and get a non-domicile CDL or non-domicile license without any supporting documentation of who they are and when they're from, they'll use that regular driver's license, go to a CDL middle school or farming school, as they're called, and obtain a CDL through that with that driver's license.
Following the same rules and regulations that are placed already by the federal government requiring them to read or write and speak English. All of those things have to apply. Again,
And
unless you
also,
can show me some kind of ruling that says that they are not allowed, that they can circumvent that rule. That's not how that works. There is literally no proof of
so
that
if I
occurring.
cannot, because right now I'm not looking at my computer, I can't show you that. But
Then maybe
but
you
what about
shouldn't try to make claims on something that you're incapable of proving or that you haven't actually fully looked into.
well, I have
And
fully
that's
looked
kind of the
into it.
point. No, it doesn't sound like it. Again,
Then
if you can't find
how
it,
come according to
California, according to recent report, let's see.
according to the FMCSA database, 80% of all accidents in the last 2 years have been caused by immigrants of non-documented
Oh,
status.
ChatGPT, we don't use that, Odin, but nice try.
No, I don't use ChatGPT. But my issue is the known domicile CDL thing. That is a big problem.
Yeah, and you can keep going about it and you can keep circling yourself on it this entire time. But again, until you show me where the rule in California that was placed by their their Department of Transportation, where that rule changed on the government's level, you cannot prove this to me.
Okay, well, I'll look into that and come back
Yeah,
with you.
you
But
probably should, instead of just spouting what could be misinformation because you haven't fully researched it enough. And you're still not able to even point to me to the 2022 rule that the current administration is claiming occurred, but they don't link to it, nor do they show where it actually was printed or documented on the regulations.gov website. They don't you can't even find it anywhere on there from 2022.
Okay, but according to the FMCA's website, when you
Again, but it doesn't put me to that 2022 rule that they're claiming was changed. They're just now making a claim that the ruling was changed without proving where that rule was changed at or where that guidance was issued on their own website, on the regulations.gov website.
I'll come back to you, but
you should.
Back then it wasn't.
You can make that claim again, but you're not proving it. So I'm gonna be very clear. Unless you can prove your claim, move off of it.
Okay.
You're not able to.
I will come back to you with that. But but can we at least agree that there are some problems in this industry with safety, being that
there's problems in every industry when it comes to driving. There's like literally any industry there are issues. It's not just
right. But
to
I
the CDL.
I had to go and I had to prove that I'm a citizen and all that, and I have to. And I'm an independent contractor.
Do you understand why some states allow driver's licenses to be issued to non-citizens?
Driver's license, not commercial driver's license.
I'm not arguing just that part because this goes in tandem. Do you understand why some states allow driver's licenses to be issued to non-citizens?
You tell me why.
Because you need a driver's license number in order to obtain car insurance.
Right.
And so if they're paying into the bucket of the car insurance, and then when something happens, because what they were experiencing is we were having one too many uninsured motorist claims.
And see, that's what we deal with out here. We have individuals out here that are operating with non-domicile CDLs with no cargo insurance.
Sure, fine. I'm sure you do, because there are people that drive dirty all the time in all across the United States of America that don't have CDLs and just have normal driver's licenses.
Right. But the difference is if I had somebody with a small car, with no insurance, it's not as dangerous as if I'm.
Oh yeah, no, I'm aware that. Trucks come with more dangers. I'm well aware of that, sir. You don't have to explain that to me. That's completely unnecessary. But the point is,
all I've experienced is from.
I don't care about your anecdotal stories, sir. Anecdotal is literally non-provable. It is not evidence.
Okay. Well, I will call you back when I find the memo stating that the out of service was no longer enforceable by the Biden administration.
Yeah. Show me the memo.
I will come back with that, and I will find it because it did happen.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'll let the next person talk over. I'll come back with more concrete to my argument.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. Guys, if you are watching over on TikTok, be sure to be double tapping that screen. There's 329 people over on the TikTok chat. Friendly reminder, guys, if you are new here, hit that follow button. The expectation is right now it's going to be 25,000 likes for every 10 minutes, and we guys are running behind. We should already be at about 75,000 likes now, so I need you guys to double tap in that screen for me, please. No, I probably won't. If you guys are watching over on the tubes, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Subscribing is free. It's the equivalent of following. And then hit that bell icon. If you're over on the Twitchy, hit that follow button and hit that bell icon so you know exactly when I go live or post a video. I do, Maureen. It is in the link tree in my bio. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 39.
39. Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am. Yes, I am.
And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
I'll be honest. He's done some shitty things. He's done some good things. The thing I like about him the most, honestly, at the moment, and what America doesn't seem to understand, and I can honestly see from both sides of it, because from one side of it, it seems like he's shitting on everyone that really, really needs help, and I can kind of see that side of it. On the other side of it, this country has been in such demise for such a long time. We need to, it's almost like things got to get worse before they get better again, and he's trying to save the American people money, and I totally see, like I said, I see both sides. He's an asshole. He's a piece of shit in so many ways. He really is. But I'd say he's better than the other side when it comes to running the country in a way that's not going to put us in further debt. The amount of debt America has obtained in the last however many administrations has been unbelievable. And it's taken a guy that has some balls.
It's taken the President of the United States 9 months to beat the original projection of where we were supposed to be with our national debt by 15 years. So we weren't supposed to reach $37 trillion until the year 2032. We've already hit it in 2025 back in August. And then not only did we already hit $37 trillion, and by the way, this is taking into account all of the laws that were passed under the Biden administration, all of the appropriation spending that was happening under the Biden administration that, mind you, didn't get fully paid out under the Trump administration because of Doge, right? So we've already hit and surpassed $37 trillion 7 years before we were supposed to. We weren't supposed to hit $38 trillion until about 2040. And we already hit $38 trillion in debt. And this again, these were projections that were taken into account. All of the appropriations passed under the Biden administration in his term.
Do you think Donald Trump is spending more than that he's saving? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, dude. That is what I'm saying. That's what even the debt clock says, and where we're sitting at on our national debt. When he's literally surpassed the projections and just kind of went like, "Oh, we're not supposed to hit $37 trillion until 2032." Well, it's 2025. Fuck that shit.
What are those things that he's doing that's causing us to spend, or that's making the government spend so much money?
Oh,
what are some of those
let's
projections?
see. Yeah, so what has he spent? Let's see. He's overspent on our military in a lot of different ways. His budget for ICE, for example.
Have a strong military? Do you think we should have a strong military?
Can I finish a sentence?
Sure.
Cool. For example, when it comes to ICE with the $50,000 sign-on bonus, that doesn't come for free, right? The one big beautiful bill which authorizes us to increase our debt ceiling by $4.5 trillion. So we already knew that we were planning on the debt going over $40 trillion in debt before in 10 years, right? That was supposed to be through 2035, but we've already hit that.
Just so you know, those projections don't take into account the money he is going to save us on all the other things that he has trying.
Yeah, because we've already hit and surpassed the projections. Do you not understand that? We've already the original projections prior
projection
to
is
him
a
coming into office, prior to him being sworn into office on January 20th of 2025. We weren't supposed to hit $37 trillion until at earliest
So what was he supposed to
2032.
do? Not spend any money at all?
No, he could have just kept everything the way it was, and we
So what
wouldn't have
kind of
hit.
president?
Oh my
What kind of
fucking God.
president would he be if he just came in and kept everything as he was?
Sir, honest to goodness, like our economy would be doing so much better if he hadn't done
You
shit.
think so?
Yeah.
How much money were you spending on things when Biden was in office?
I'm
How
sorry,
much?
I spend more now.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Like I said, things have got to get worse before they get better. Because
Oh,
the
things
American
just have
people
to get
need
worse. When's the last time that we've seen
Oh.
deflation?
When's the last time we've seen deflation?
Yeah,
Before Biden got in.
incorrect. When's the last time we've seen deflation?
You tell me.
Never, because it doesn't happen.
So in order to do that, what kind of president would you say we need? Would we need one that allows a ton of undocumented
See, I'm not
immigrants to
talking
come
about
in?
hypothetical, sir. I'm not talking about the hypothetical president, the president that could be, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the
but see,
sitting
that's the
president of the
problem with
United
American people.
States
They think they know so
shitting
much
on
more
the
than the
American
president.
people. I'm sorry, because in this case, I do.
Listen, I can agree with you. Trump is an ass. He is a piece of shit. I will agree with you 100%. I can't stand the guy. Like, literally. I can't stand his ass. I really do. But
Sure.
I'm telling you, he is he is so much better.
So much better.
Than so much better than if I can't even remember her name, Kamala had got in office.
Yeah,
Can you
she
agree with
literally
that? Do you
lives in
think
y'all's
things-
head rent free.
She what?
I said she lives in y'all's head rent free.
She lives in everyone's head rent free because
No, she
she's
doesn't.
done nothing.
That's not how that works either. But
Listen, if we
You're
would have
not
kept
very
things the
smart.
same with Biden and continued to allow, I agree. A lot of the ICE
sorry.
shit that's
Yeah,
happening
you
is
said
crazy.
you did mention this. I should have picked this up better. How many millions of undocumented illegal immigrants did Joe Biden and his administration allow
awesome.
into the country?
How many?
Yeah, how many did he allow into the country? Please tell me.
Well, him personally, I don't think any. But the people that he had running the show let in far too many.
How many?
Far
How
too
many?
many.
How many?
I don't have an exact number. I know it's
Oh,
in the
Donald
upper millions.
Trump.
Probably
Donald-
above 6 million. Probably above 8
Oh.
million.
Okay, where do you get this from? Where do you think that number comes from?
Where do you think it comes from?
No, I'm asking
many
you.
is it?
I'm asking you.
The
I know
news?
what I think. I'm not you don't get to ask me what I think until
Okay.
you answer what you
So,
think.
the
Where do you think
news?
this number comes from?
Documents, the internet,
The internet. Oh, just the internet. Yeah, the
and
faithful
the news,
internet. Yeah.
and the news.
Yeah.
Well, there's all
Can you
kinds
tell
of
me something? I'm just
websites.
curious
Well, how
if you
many
know
people
this.
how many undocumented did he let in? You tell me. I
Sorry,
don't know.
they didn't let any. Like, you're so silly. Anyway, let me try
You
this
didn't
real
let
quick.
any in?
Do you think the
Why do you think we're sending so many
sorry,
back?
Pookie Pie, hi. Do you think that the news channel is a primary, secondary, or tertiary source?
I think both of them suck. Fox
That's-
sucks, CNN sucks.
Which
they all
word
suck.
did you not understand that I said? Do you
What's
not
that?
understand what primary means, secondary, or tertiary means? Which one do you not understand?
I don't understand any of them because
That
I
makes
get my
sense. That
information
makes sense.
from
So I
several
actually get
different
my
sources.
yeah, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I get mine from the direct source, which would be the primary source. And I don't know if
Mhm.
you're aware of this, but that would
And
be
how do you know? How do you corroborate
I'm
that
literally
that primary
talking.
source is correct?
Okay.
You're
Cool.
awesome.
How do you know if that primary source is correct?
Do you agree with the reports that are put on DHS, CBP, and ICE.gov?
No, I don't. Not all of them. Absolutely
Okay,
not.
sorry. I'm not going to talk to anybody that doesn't believe in government data. Peace out, dude. You're a dumbass. All right, let's be clear. So the reason why I was asking this, okay, let's be clear. Donald Trump has made the claim that Joe Biden and his administration let in millions upon millions upon millions of undocumented illegal immigrants, right? He has said, hey, Calcifer, he has said 10 million is where he started when he was campaigning. Then while he was campaigning, he's bumped it up to 15 million. Since he's been in office, it's been 20 million, 25 million. He even said 35 million just the last 2 weeks, just within the last 2 weeks. Okay. Said that somehow we had 35 million illegal immigrants just be allowed into the country under the Biden administration. Not only is that just infallible, like that's just not logical for them to have just been allowed into the country, it's just not feasible either, and it makes no sense. If there was really 35 million immigrants that came into this country just in the last 4 years alone, we would be able to probably point them out or see a difference in our neighborhoods way more than what anybody's seeing, especially in big towns. You would be able to see the difference in some way or shape or form. I don't know what that difference looks like, whether it's more people not speaking English since y'all just hate foreign languages anyways, or what exactly that looks like. But you would be able to see it, but you're not. You're just acting like you do, but you're not. Oh, my bad. Aslan, this actually went right into that. I love it when people say this is America, we speak English here, like it's a national language dictated by our government when we don't have a national language. We don't. We never have. Thank you for the 5. Trump is not my president. I wish he wasn't mine. That's on the company that hires unregulated drivers. That would be true too, Jose. No, really, he's not. I'm Brazilian. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant, Ashton, that you were from another country. I just wasn't sure what the R was. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
37.
37. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am. I support any president of our country.
Any president of our country? Cool. Awesome. So if Al Gore had been elected president in 2004 instead of George Bush, would you have supported him?
100%. Not a fan of
100%.
Bush.
What
not a
about,
fan of Clinton.
would you have supported Paul Bundy if he was
Not
our
so
president?
much.
Not so much. Oh, so then you're not logically sound.
It says you. I mean, listen, what is your view
No,
on the Second Amendment?
sorry, sir. You
What's your
literally
view on the
said,
Second
let me
Amendment?
be very clear. You literally said I would support any president of the United States of America, so I went with the serial killer
You're talking
after I
about
did something.
candidates. I did not say they were not elected. They were candidates.
Oh,
If
you
they
didn't
were
say
president, I would
candidates, you
have to
said
support them in
president.
the policy
No, you
as
don't.
an American.
No, you
And
don't.
as somebody who serves for the country.
I'm so
and
sorry. When I
supports-
brought up Al Gore, did I say if Al Gore was elected instead of George Bush? And then you said, oh, absolutely, I would have supported him as president. And then I said, okay, how about Paul Bundy? And then you're like, no, not him. And then see how you've changed your language on what you actually said when that's not actually what you said at all. So that's why I'm saying that you're not logically sound nor logically consistent. Also, being blindly loyal to the president of the United States is pretty fucking servile and unpatriotic, per
That's
Teddy
not
Roosevelt.
true, actually. You
Per
know why?
Teddy Roosevelt. Are you aware that in
do you believe-
1918 that Theodore Roosevelt gave a pretty good speech in Kansas City where he said that to be blindly loyal to the president of the United States is not only unpatriotic, but it's also servile and it defeats the purpose of our nation. So let me be very clear when I'm
There's a
saying that I'm
difference
also
between being blindly loyal and supporting as
you
an
are though.
American
When you say
patriot.
that I just support the president of the United States and then again you're not logically consistent where you said you would not support the president of the United States if it was Paul Bundy, but you would have supported Al Gore, which makes sense.
Listen,
I do
I
that as a
started with-
soft button question just to see, like, because most people should
Well, it's
say
the
yes
same
that they
thing.
would support
Biden
Al Gore if
supported
they're even
initially.
just
That's the
slightly
problem.
logically
The problem is
consistent,
the
but
problem
you're
is
not
people
you're
like
not
you-
logically consistent in
I
any
am
way, shape, or
logical.
form.
Biden and his administration are the main
He's not gonna
reason
know
for
who that was,
all the
Bishop.
financial issues that we
Oh,
have.
so you
with
didn't
the
support Joe
inflation.
Biden?
Huh?
So you didn't support
I
Joe
did
Biden?
initially until I saw all the policies that he was screwing up and
Oh,
creating all the
okay. So
inflation increases.
you're proving
Printed-
yourself to be
he
more
printed
logically
more money
and
in 4 years
consistent.
than
Got
all
it.
the presidents
No,
combined
he
before him.
didn't. No, he didn't. Who? I'm sorry.
Oh,
Who
absolutely.
signed?
How
I'm
much
so
money did he
sorry.
give to
I'm so
Ukraine?
sorry. I'm
$10
so
billion
sorry. That's
to
not how
stop
that works.
homelessness
That's
in our
also not
country
how
right
that
now.
works. That's
And instead
also
of
not how
sending-
that works. That's
It is how
also
that works.
literally not how that worked. Wow. Tell me you know
100%.
nothing. Tell me you know
You
nothing
know
without
nothing.
saying
You're
you
talking
know
about people
nothing.
cutting
Oh
you
my
off, and
God.
you're the
Oh
one that
my
talks
God.
over them.
Hold on. Who spends money in the United States of America?
We, the taxpayers,
Incorrect. Okay,
robbed.
sorry. Let
Have
me
no
let me
say
let me
where it
try
goes.
this a little. Let me
And
narrow this down for you. At the federal level, who spends
at the
money?
federal level,
Who spends
the
money in the
Federal
United States
Reserve
of
is
America?
a main reason we are not
No,
backed by
it's not the
gold
Federal
anymore.
Reserve.
We
It's
just
not the
print money
Federal
like it's
Reserve. If
monopoly.
you don't, hey, buddy, I'm going to give this answer. Like, I'm going to remind everybody kindly. If you don't know the answer, just say, I don't know. Okay, so let's try this again. At the federal level, who spends the United States of America's money?
That would be our government.
Which part? There's
Depends.
3.
Sorry, I did not hear what you said.
Which part? There's 3.
Hello?
Oh, you can hear me. Which part of the government spends money? There's 3.
Which part of the government? Our
Yes.
federal government would spend all
Which
the freaking
part?
money.
Which part? What are the 3 branches of government?
Are you serious? Are you talking about 3 branches as in the House? I can hear you now. What are you talking about? The legislative, the executive, or the judicial? It's obviously the executive branch.
The
legislative
executive
part
branch
promotes
spends
the
them. I just
executive
want to
branch.
be
I don't
clear.
know what
Hold on,
you're
hold on,
trying
hold
to
on,
get
hold
at
on.
with this
The
question here.
executive branch spends money in this government. The executive branch is the one that spends money?
Yeah, well, they all spend money. I mean, obviously, every
No,
single
they
one of them
don't.
has a budget.
No, they don't. Are you familiar with the United States Constitution?
100%.
What's Article 1, 2, and
100%.
3? What are Articles 1, 2, and 3?
What's your view on the Second Amendment?
I'm so sorry. Can you remind me what are the articles?
I'm
What are
not
Articles
answering that
1,
question.
2, and 3
I
of the
hear your
United
opinion
States
on our Second Amendment
Constitution?
just to see where you stand as an
What
American.
are the first,
Where
second,
do
and
you
third
stand
article
on the
of the
Second
United
Amendment?
States Constitution?
Trump is the one who is put into
What
reciprocity for
what
all
is
50
the
states.
first
Trump
article
is
of
the
the
one who's
United
fixing
States
all the
Constitution?
financial damage
What is
that
the
Biden has
first
caused.
article of the United States Constitution? What is Article 1 of the United States Constitution? I would hang up too. See, guys, my hands were on my notebook. I could literally not have hung up on him. Anyways, thank you, Danny, for the jewels. Thank you, Dawn, so much for the jewels. Uzo, okay. If you like a racist and self-purported anti-Semite, sure, you do that person. You hate people then. Grab them by the hoo-ha, Lord. Thank you for the pounds. He would not have even known who that was, Bishop, which is why I didn't read that one out loud. Articles 1, 2, and 3. You are not a real woman. I am not. What? I said Articles 1, 2, and 3. Jimmy, you wouldn't know what a real woman was if she came up and sat on your face, which I guarantee doesn't ever happen to you. You would probably pass out just by the fact that a woman took her clothes off in front of you. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, you're too young. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I can't hear.
Hi, how old are you?
Hey, I'm 20.
20. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I'm sorry. One more time.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I'm on the fence, but I'd say yeah.
Okay, well, if you're on the fence, you're not entirely sure, you're not my
Well, I mean, I
targeted
voted for Donald
demographic,
Trump.
it's fine, dude.
I voted for Trump.
You've already said you're not sure. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, how old are you?
18.
Kid, it was a decent attempt, I guess. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 19 years old.
19. Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, ma'am, I am loud and proud.
Cool. Do you still live at home?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I live with my father and my
Cool.
grandmother.
You don't know anything about the economy. Have a great one. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh, yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 40.
40. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Out of lack of options, yes.
Lack of options. Okay. And thank you, Maureen, for the 10 over on the green app. I do appreciate that. Maureen said for slaying MAGA. You're welcome, Maureen. You sent it twice. Let me know if you want the other 10 back. I will definitely refund you. All right. And so what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
I did at first felt very confident in the elimination of fraud, waste, and abuse within our government. Unfortunately, the way they went about it was that the very people that are responsible for the fraud, waste, and abuse are still at the heads. So a lot more cuts need to be made. But that was one thing. And I have, while he's not actually doing everything I agree with, he has been doing everything that he campaigned on, which is something that a lot of our representatives don't do. So
Yeah, can you get closer to your microphone? I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, yes. Doing everything that he campaigned on, which is something that
I can't hear you, dude.
Are you, okay, can you hear me now?
Much better. Also, I guess
Okay.
it was your sound coming
Yeah, there
back
was a
through
little
the
bit of feedback.
background.
I just had to take myself off of Bluetooth. Sorry.
Okay. All right, cool. So I missed you saying something specific where you said like it was a lack of option. The options are you support him or you don't. No one's required to support the president of the United States, which is why I ask a very
Well,
specific question about that.
you're being very, I'm going to say, directly black or white, which nothing in politics is black and white. Is very tribalistic, and that is what causes a lot of our strife within our country. When you pigeonhole yourself into one opinion, then you end up being that group in tribalism. You have to be able to think outside of those circles. So yes, there are things that I support Trump on, but no, there are things that I don't support him on. You can be either or.
No, you would have been
You're
and
awesome.
or, not either or in this case, because either or is still picking one or the other. So
Okay,
that's an
so now
incorrect use of the terms.
you're playing
No, it's just
semantics
that
now.
words are important, and I don't think you understand the words that you're saying. It would be and
Yes, I
or,
do
not
actually.
either or, because either is still a choice between the two options, right? And also the use of the phrase tribalistic is very troublesome, because I assume that you came in here under the assumption that I am 100% against Trump. He's done nothing good, right?
Well, that's
Probably
what you've
not
been given the
realizing.
illusion of.
Probably no. This must be the first time you're on the channel, right?
No, this is
It's
one
not?
of, I'd say
Oh,
about the
okay.
second or third
Then
time.
interesting, because almost every single night I have at least one person ask me, what has Donald Trump done good that I've support? And I'm absolutely always able to give an answer. So don't ever use the word tribalistic, especially when that's something that you don't know. And if you're not owned by a tribe of the United States indigenous population, STFU, don't ever say that again.
Actually, I will then. I'll use it every day of my life because I actually am part
What
Native.
tribe claims you?
We're not going to talk about this.
What tribe
I'm not
claims
I'm
you?
not going to allow you to build a straw man. What
What
I want you to
tribe
do is go
claims you?
again. What I'm not going to do is allow.
I would have bet $20 he would have said the Cherokee. When all females look like you, you're sure right. What sure right am I owning? Can I ask that? So it's YOU''RE. Okay. And again, come here. Come up here. Come here. Summer. Let me show you my dog, and then I want you to tell me, like, how does my dog look like me? Because this is what it is, like, your issue. Come here. This is what it is when you say when all females look like me. This is a female. I hope that helps. You're a good girl. You're a birdie girl. So try to do better. Try to do better. Just saying. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you? Hey, Amanda.
I'm 26.
26. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I was just calling in because about a couple of months ago, I called in to ask you on a date, and I just wanted to apologize because I was very inappropriate. That's all.
Okay. Thanks, dude. Have a good one.
You're
Yep.
awesome.
Guys over on TikTok, we are not tapping the screen. We should already be at 100,000 likes, guys. Come on. Tippy tap that screen, y'all. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
44.
34?
44.
44. Okay, thank you. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
How can I support the man that doesn't want to kill the Jews, nigga?
That's fucking wild. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm here.
How old are you?
40s.
40s. Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I actually wanted to talk to you about immigration.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Sure, to appease your crowd, sure. Yeah.
Sounds like that's something you're not sure of, so bye. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 27 years old.
27. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
No, I am not at all.
All right. Well, WU, have a great Sunday. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm from 67.
67. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Kid, go outside. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
That's my business.
Okay, kiddo, go play outside. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Awesome. How old are you?
33.
What country are you calling from?
From Israel?
Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
That's my business. So, but
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello, my name is King Cobra JFS, and I am dead.
Oh, I didn't know that my calling service went beyond the grave. That's cool to know. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Kid, go play a game. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
yes, I am.
Thanks for calling the stream. Oh, I didn't know that my calling service went. Thank you for calling. Okay. Thank you for calling the stream.
Hey,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 14.
Please go play a game. Thanks for calling the stream.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
Hi, I am 28 years old from America, and I do support Donald Trump.
Awesome. All right, now that we got through the wave of children, guys, it's Sunday. Depending on where you're at, it could be as early as, well, unless you're in Alaska or Hawaii. But on the mainland of the United States of America, if you are, it's at least 10:30. Go outside, play some sports, go do something. I don't know, ride a bike. Stop doom scrolling on YouTube. Anyways, so guess what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
You're awesome.
That has earned my continued support.
Yes.
So I support Israel, and it supports Israel. Donald Trump's been great for Israel. I'm against war, and he's been great for being anti-war. The Democrats, I think, started the Ukrainian war. Whenever America shows a weak front, the whole world does whatever they want. I think this is more like, I look at the UN more as like, you know, a
Sorry,
school.
when did the Ukraine war start?
Under Biden,
No, what year?
2021.
You're still wrong. What year?
Yeah, 2021, 2022. We started,
Still wrong.
Russia
What
invaded
year?
Ukraine. What do you mean? How am I wrong?
You're still wrong. That's not the start of the war. What year?
When did the war start between Russia and Ukraine?
Well before Biden. What year?
Oh, you want to go all the way back 20 years ago with the Soviet Union?
What year?
For when what do you mean, what year?
Oh,
From
sounds
which
like you
part of the
just
war?
don't know
From when they
anything about
continued?
it. And when did
From when COVID ended, Russia invaded Ukraine.
Gaza and Israel start?
When did October 7th, 2023 happen?
No, it was going on well before then. When did it start?
What was going on well before then?
I'm sorry,
When was
I'm
there a
sorry, I
war
don't know.
before
You
then?
weren't aware of the fact that under the Trump administration, throughout his entire time of his 4 years in office, the first time
That he was
that there
making
was,
peace?
that
That he
there
was
was,
making
that there was, that there was 12 recorded instances that lasted weeks between Hamas and Israel over the Gaza
You know
Strip
what? You know what?
multiple
Let's go
times.
through those
And then
12
it even went
instances. Can
back
we
even
talk about
further.
it?
Are you even familiar
Hold
with the
on, hold on.
Nakba? Have you heard of the Nakba?
100% I heard of the
When was
Nakba. Have you
that?
heard of the
When was
Nakba?
that? When was that?
Which one? The one in 1967
Oh, wow.
or the one in 1948?
Ooh, you actually do know something about that, but yet you know nothing about Ukraine or Russia. So I would advise you to stop trying to talk about Ukraine and Russia
Why?
especially on a subject that you know nothing about. You've already proven you don't know anything about it.
Wow, you've been very, very helpful. But what
Yeah.
does,
So I
and
would
one
like for you
second,
to go into
But
like
Biden made those situations better,
very
right?
specific
1 second,
details,
Biden made
very
those
specific
situations better, right?
very specific details of how somehow like be very, very, very specific on how Joe Biden somehow caused October 7th, 2023 to occur.
Well, what happens is, you know, like whenever
No,
you're in a
I asked for
classroom
something
and the
very
teacher is
specific,
sleeping,
not your
I'm explaining.
hypothetical.
Very.
You already failed. Jimmy said I proved his point by showing him my dog. That you don't know what a female is? That's correct. You don't. Yes, the dog can look like me to a degree, but also like not. But thank you. And you're welcome. Your name here. Love seeing a fellow female telling it how it is. Also, female what, guys? Female what? Good luck with these people. Gosh, I certainly needed it with that. Thank you, Honick. Controller, thank you for the jewels. Camo says, love to watch you steamroll the callers. Okay, Camel. Sorry, Camo. I did not mean to say Camel. My bad. Controller, thank you for all the jewels. Your name, thank you for the jewels. Your name. Also, huge W's to K. W's to K in the chat for sending out 5 gifted memberships. That is awesome. Thank you so much. I was just trying to get through the callers that were just calling in, all of the children. So I'm going to open up the phone lines. Do not call if you are not over the age of 18. Okay? If you do not support Trump, do not call the stream. All right?
Awesome.
If all of these people did do that, like we're just going to click. But you're welcome to call the stream now, though. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello, sorry.
Hi,
Hello?
how old are you?
25.
25. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
You are.
Indeed.
Okay. And what specifically has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
I would say the 7/8 wars that he's stopped so far is pretty good. Wars
Cool.
are not a good thing.
Yeah, that's fine. What wars has he ended? Can you name them for me?
I can't, but I know he's stopped some wars. I don't know
Okay.
the exact wars, but
Okay. Well, I mean, I do because Donald Trump has gone through the entire list a few times. All right. Also, guys, if you're new over on TikTok, be sure to send your daily heart me in. I appreciate that. What was going on in the year 2025 between Serbia and Kosovo that Donald Trump ended?
I'm sorry. Is this a trivia or I'm sorry. I
Well,
don't know
sorry,
what's
you're
happening.
making a claim that Donald Trump continues to purport that he's ended all of these wars. Specifically, now his phrase is 8 wars in 8 months. So when
It's
I'm
not a
giving
claim if you
you,
can look it up and it's true.
okay, cool. So I'm giving you one of the ones that he claims, Serbia and
Okay.
Kosovo. Tell me what he did in 2025. Specifically, that was his one of the wars, 7 years and 7 months. So what did he do between January of 2025 and July of 2025? And what specifically was happening in Kosovo and Serbia?
Well, I don't have a notebook in front of me to tell you what the answer is,
Oh,
but I
awesome.
can
Neither do
say
I. Like, I just have
I'm
a
sure
bunch
you
of
don't.
other things. Like, this is what I have. I only have the list and then, like, nothing to do with this. I just have a good memory. So, anyways,
Well, okay.
so maybe don't make a claim that you haven't done any time to research. So, I'm going to help you out with something. Serbia and Kosovo, they have not been in war in 2025. The last time that they've had any actual skirmishes was back in 2020. And since then, they just have had diplomatic disputes. Donald Trump has done nothing for Serbia and Kosovo in the year 2025, as he so claims, between January and July of the year 2025, because it's
I'll
his
tell you what.
years
I'll give
of
you
7 years in 7 months, or 7 wars in 7 months. So yeah, Serbia and Kosovo, he's done nothing. What did he do for Egypt and Ethiopia, and what was happening in Egypt and Ethiopia?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say that you're probably right, and I'll look that up. But
You
what
should
I'll
have
say
already done
is,
that before you've even reiterated it out of your mouth.
Okay, rude person. Thank you. Appreciate
No, I
that.
just
Thank you for the
don't make a
feedback.
claim if you don't know. Like I really want to bring back the normalcy of people when asked a question responding with I don't know as an answer, and understanding that I don't know is always an acceptable answer,
I
right?
did do that.
And
Did I not? Did I not just do
yeah,
that?
you did. And then I went on to explain, and you just kind of been like, but Donald Trump says it, but Donald Trump says it. I don't know exactly what it was, but you just kind of kept saying, they said it, they said it, they said it, right? Anyway, and
No,
that's
I
kind
didn't
of the
say that.
problem.
What do
Yeah,
you, what?
sure. Yeah,
What?
you made a silly claim. And I'm just telling you, like, maybe don't
Okay.
make a claim on something that you haven't actually done any research on. Okay? So
Okay.
nothing
Okay.
was going on between Serbia and Kosovo in the year 2025. They've just had border skirmishes well
Okay.
prior. Donald Trump hasn't done
All right.
anything to assist them this year. What's happening between Egypt and Ethiopia?
Why does it matter?
Oh, this is another one of the wars that Donald Trump claims to have ended.
Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you about this. What do you think about the Venezuela stuff that's going on right now, where Donald Trump's blowing up all the boats because of the drug trafficking?
I'm sorry,
and all
my
that?
neck kind of hurts from that. Is your neck okay?
What?
My neck kind of hurts from that. Is your neck okay?
You get whiplash or something?
Yeah, from that pivot.
Oh, the pivot. Well, I'm just asking.
I'm sorry, you didn't answer my question, so that was a pivot.
Well, I don't have to answer your question.
Oh, okay, because you just didn't know. Got it. Well, so we'll take that as a concession over on the wars part. Got it.
Oh yeah, I can say that for sure. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I can say that with confidence. I didn't know.
cool. Awesome sauce. So what do I think about Donald Trump actively violating international laws about what regulates the international bodies of water and blowing up Venezuelan boats with any proof,
Yeah.
without any proof
Yeah.
that anyone on those boats are substance smugglers? I don't
Sure.
agree with it because again, that's a violation of international laws.
But he has the power and authority to
What
do so.
power and authority does he have over international bodies of water?
He has basically called the Venezuelan gangs a terrorist organization. Therefore,
And what
is
power and
able.
authority does that give him over international bodies of water?
Well, so he's the president of the United States, right? So
What
he can
authority
he can
does
do
the
that.
President of the United States have over international bodies of water?
Well, here's the thing: if he does it, right, who's going to stop him?
What powers and authorities does the President of the United States have over international bodies of water?
I wouldn't say that there are any authorities,
He
you know,
has no
over.
authority over the international bodies of water. Fantastic.
Right.
Thank you for finally getting to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So when you're saying that, oh yeah, he's blowing up all of these boats, you know, in Venice off the edge of Venezuela, right? Because you know they were past the lines. Boats that have done no provocations towards any American vessel or even the ships or the planes, you know, the jets that have flown over them and then blew them up, right? Has done no provocations towards that. So it was an unprovoked attack. Are you aware that the international laws that they were supposed to interdict them within international waters and interview them, and you don't just get to be the judge, jury, and executioner in that case over international bodies of water?
Sure, you could say that.
It's not I can say that, that is what it is.
Yes.
There
Yes.
are
You
laws that
so
govern international bodies of water that do not allow the President of the United States to be judge, jury, and executioner over
okay.
individuals that we don't know where they hail from. It's literally a
Okay.
war crime.
Right. So let me ask you this, right? Now let's say, as a hypothetical, that the boats actually had drugs on them. Well, I'm not saying that they did, but let's say they did, right? Trump has deemed these gangs terrorist organizations. Therefore,
And what has the rest of the world
the
done about
nation,
those gangs?
well, they can't do anything because they
No,
don't
they
have the
have
power.
they declared it. I'm sorry, it's not like the United States of America, sure, can deem a group as a terrorist organization to us, the United States of America. That does not give us full authority to attack them unprovoked in international bodies of water. Again, because international law still holds true, and then we still have to interdict them and interview them. We don't get to be judge, jury, and executioner. Now, let's say, I don't know, let's just say there
Wait.
was a group called, I'm just
Can I
going to
say
make
something?
something up. We're just going to say it's the Smith industry because you want to do a hypothetical here. So we have a group in the United States of America. They're called the Smith industry, right? And
Yeah.
let's say Japan has designated the Smith industry as a terrorist organization because they've been doing bad things in Japan. So
Sure.
now we have the Smith industry. They're floating out in the Pacific between Alaska and Japan, right? They're floating out there. They've gone all the way out there in the bodies of water. They are
Sure.
nowhere near the United States and they're outside of the United States territory of water, right? So they are in international bodies of water. They've done
Right.
zero provocations and yet Japan blows them out of the water. Is that a war crime?
Well, it depends. So let me say
How does
this
it
before you
depend?
interrupt me again.
How does it depend?
Awesome.
Expand
Before you
upon
interrupt
that
me,
and be
let me
very
talk real quick.
specific. I'll just remind you, I named it the Smith organization
Right.
or
Right.
enterprises.
So I'm trying to speak without you interrupting me. Is that possible?
Perhaps.
Okay. So let's say that this Smith Corporation is an immediate threat to Japan or to the United States or whatever, right?
No, just to Japan. Japan is the one that blew it out of the water. They are the ones that have deemed
Right.
it a terrorist organization per
Right. Okay.
they themselves. But the Smith organization or syndicate, while they were in the waters, gave no provocation towards Japan. They didn't. They did no. They didn't provoke anything.
Okay. So when we have such a drug crisis in the country as it is, and the amount of people that
We're
are
talking about
dying, I think.
Japan, and we're talking about this Smith syndicate.
Okay. So you're ignoring the fact that
No,
fentanyl
I'm
is a
just
problem.
seeing if this isn't ignoring a problem. You gave me a hypothetical of saying we know that they were carrying substances, which we don't, right? But it would still be considered a war crime because we have international laws. But now I'm asking you about this Smith syndicate that Japan has designated from the United States as a terrorist organization, and they're floating outside of the United States United States water, right? They're in international waters, and unprovoked, Japan blew their boat up.
I know what you're trying to do
What
here,
does the United
and
States do? What is the reaction from the United States? What is the appropriate
right. So
reaction
in
from
that
the
in
United
that
States?
in that black and white scenario, you could say that's a war crime,
Oh.
right?
Oh. So just when it applies to another country and it's on a United States vessel?
Yeah, that's what you wanted me to say, right?
No, I'm asking you to tell me your opinion. What does that apply? It's not just what I want you to say.
You're awesome.
So do you consider it a war crime that Japan blew up a American vessel after they've deemed the maybe Smith Syndicate being on that boat?
So when you have CIA surveillance on these boats and they
There is no
know what they're
so
trafficking and
now
what they're
we're
bringing
so
across
wait, are you saying that
the
we blew up
water.
our own American citizens on these boats? Because
No,
that's the
I
only way
said
that we would have had CIA operatives on those boats.
no. I'm saying that they have done
Gotcha.
research
They've done
before
research.
blowing it up. Why would they
Oh
blow
yeah,
up a
is
random
that
boat for no
why?
reason?
Is that why the United States government claimed that they blew up a Venezuelan boat and then it turned out the next day that it was Colombian? Is because of CIA operatives?
Okay, what source is that you're bringing that from?
Let's see. Pete Hegseth specifically and Donald Trump claimed that they blew up another Venezuelan boat, and then literally within 24 hours the Colombian president said that that was one of their fishermen boats. And then they changed their tune where they fixed it and said it was a Colombian boat. Like, oh, I guess because the Colombian president claims this boat will now agree that it was a Colombian boat, not a Venezuelan one. So the CIA is so great that they know that all of these boats are carrying substances, illegal substances on them to come to the United States of America, all from Venezuela. But they blew up a boat from Colombia that they still said carried illegal substances.
Okay, let me tell you this. If that's true, and I will double check it, you have a point
Oh,
there.
you've never heard that before?
No, I actually have not.
Gotcha. So I just again, and I want to point out to you that you are not logically consistent. Okay?
What's that mean? Tell me.
You don't know
How's that true?
How is that true? When I asked you and I gave you a hypothetical of Japan doing the same thing to us that we're doing to Venezuelan illegal substances boats, you said that it would be a war crime if Japan did it, but you're not saying that it's a war crime when the United States of America does it.
Right.
So you're not
So
logically consistent, nor are you logically sound.
Let me appease you real quick. So
There is no appeasing me, sir. You've already proven that you're not logically consistent.
In the black and white, it is a war crime. However, can you let me finish? When you have these scenarios, they can't be black and white. I mean,
Well,
you know what I mean?
Japanese
This is
intelligence
not.
said that it was the Smith Syndicate and that they definitely had the illegal substances that have been poisoning Japan on them. But again, they still attacked them and blew them out of the water unprovoked.
Oh, so now the story is changing.
Yeah, but they've also I just want to be clear that their intelligence network has been wrong before.
Ah.
And they blew up a boat from Russia.
So your argument is that they should have interviewed and
Interdicted them.
basically interdicted the ships.
Correct, because that's international law.
Sure.
Then it's not my argument. It is the argument of the United Nations and the fact that the United States of America is being reviewed for war crimes.
By who? I'm
The
curious.
United Nations. I
United
wouldn't be
Nations, okay.
surprised if the ICC is going to take it up next.
This is our 89 month.
So, okay, I'll have to do some research. I'm actually excited to do some research and see if what you're saying is true. To be
Good.
honest with you.
You should definitely go look it up.
I still support Donald Trump, however.
Okay, good for you. I'm glad you support a president that commits war crimes and acknowledges committing war crimes and that starts wars on other countries. And the claims to have started wars on countries, even if he didn't really have involvement on them. So sure, do what you want.
Can I ask you this? Who do you support?
I don't support anybody. You want to know
Oh,
why?
okay, you're
Because the
independent?
president.
Awesome.
No, that's not what that means. The sitting president of the United States of America is Donald Trump. I don't personally support him. I support the United States of America as a whole, and I support the office
I
of the
can agree with
president.
that.
I support the office of the president, but I don't support the individual that is occupying the office itself. Similarly enough, that I don't really support most of the individuals that sit within Congress because I don't like what they stand for, and their votes tell something different than what their mouths say.
I can agree with that.
Cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, you see
That's
how you're
something we
not
found common
required in
ground on
any way,
something.
shape, or form to actually support an individual that holds an office simply because they hold the office, and you can still support your country.
I'm well aware of that. Well aware.
Cool.
Well aware.
All right. Well, enjoy your Sunday.
Thanks, you too.
All right. Wow, okay, got a bunch coming through. Hey Bay says, FYI, they've never supported Trump. You're incapable of letting other people speak without interjecting and assuming. You're right. There are some times that I do jump the gun on assumptions, and I hope you realize that I was extremely clear with that caller, and I asked them multiple times to restate what they said or what they meant, to which he still proved my point the entire time. Now, when it comes to somebody speaking false or making claims that I haven't heard of, I'm absolutely going to ask an individual to assert their claim or prove it. When it comes to fact checking things, sorry, I do have to cut off misinformation at the start because TikTok has terms of service and they don't like misinformation. Matt says this is excellent rage bait. Well, Matt, this isn't intended to be rage bait, but hey, whatever floats your boat, my man. Thank you, controller, for the jewels. Thank you, Blackwater, for the jewels. Some more jewels. Shogun, thank you for the jewels. Anthony says stupid little girl is protecting cartels now. No, there's just zero proof that they were actual cartel members. Thank you all for all of the jewels. Anthony says, typical liberal forcing debate into her narrative. A, this is not a debate. B, I am not a liberal in any shape or form, but thank you. Again, says this again. Hey, Bay, thank you again for the $4.99. You're incapable of letting other people speak without interjecting and assuming. You constantly demand control and hijack callers' point/arguments. Tell me, when a caller makes a point and they are trying to use it as a hypothetical, let's say the CIA knows for a fact that these individuals are in fact illegal substance smugglers, and so therefore we did it, that still doesn't negate the point that it is violating international laws and procedures that are occurring, that The Hague is currently actively investigating the United States of America for violating war crimes. So what I did was I proposed a hypothetical similarly enough to what he wanted to do, and I just used it with two different countries utilizing the United States of America as the prop, or being the one that was the aggressed upon, right, instead of the aggressor. And do you see how he was he was not logically consistent throughout the entire time? Also, to be very clear, this is my stream, and I will run these conversations how I so choose. Obama killed more civilians with drones. War crimes. Absolutely, they were war crimes. Also, I find it interesting that anybody would even bring up the fact that we were recording how many civilians were unalived with, guess what, by drones. When that rule was specifically changed by Donald Trump, and then he dropped the most drones in his 4 years of presidency than Obama did in his 8, and we were no longer counting up casualties. So how do we know that that's true, that Donald Trump didn't kill more civilians than Obama? Thank you, Aslan. Exactly. If you don't like what I have to say, you can leave. Thank you, Shells, for the donation. And thank you, Dan Hara, for the donation. And thank you, Black Cat, for the jewels. We'll go ahead and open these phone lines back open here. But yeah, I just want to remind you guys, Donald Trump did in fact. Oh, thank you, Fungus, for the galaxy over on the TikToky. Guys on TikTok, if you're new here, be sure to hit that follow button. Over on the tubes, if you're new, hit that subscribe. And over on Twitch, we just hit 500 followers. So thank you guys. If you're new over on Twitchy, be sure to hit that follow button. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
28. Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I do support Donald Trump.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months of office that has earned your continued support?
First of all, he's pro-life, so am I. Secondly, he is pro-Israel, so am I.
Okay, well, see, I'm pro-choice because I believe we need to continue feeding the matrix. I agree that Israel can be its own sovereign nation. That's totally fine. I'm more anti-Bibi Netanyahu.
What exactly against Netanyahu do you have? What has he done that you
He's
disagree with?
actively committing war crimes.
Like,
That's why
for
he's been
instance?
under investigation for, let's see, the last year by the ICC. Yeah, so
Okay,
and
and what
just so we know,
and
like
what
those
happened?
charges were brought up to the ICC by South Africa. That's the
And what
country that
happened?
said
Okay,
that he's committing war crimes
what
in
happened to the
Gaza.
chief?
And also
What
that we
happened to the
also
chief?
have even as Israeli
Wait,
Israeli scholars over genocide that have agreed that what was occurring in Gaza by the Israel military commanded by Bibi Netanyahu were in fact genocide. So I hope that
okay,
helps.
so no, so a few points to that.
No, I'm good. I don't really care about somebody that supports genocide. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes,
Awesome. How old are you?
63.
63. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
You know, I think just making good on a lot of his campaign promises.
So like what? Be
The
specific.
trans in the military gone. You know, deporting illegal aliens, things like that.
Okay. So what issue do you have with immigrants?
You know, I think it's lowering wages. If we had controlled immigration,
And
which
what
we've always
statistical
had.
data or module has proven that illegal immigrants lowered the wages?
Well, it's pretty obvious. It doesn't
Oh,
take.
so you don't have a statistical budget model to cite.
Do you have one that says it doesn't? I'm sure you do.
Yeah, you have Yale, you also have Penn Wharton budget model, you also have Harvard. These institutions have all studied this, and there is no significant correlation causation that proves that undocumented immigrants lower the wages of workers.
Well, throwing in significant is kind of
Yeah, you have
disingenuous,
to,
don't you think?
it's not disingenuous, sir. You have to prove the correlation causation, and there is nothing to prove the correlation causation.
With any significance. So they
Right.
proved it
So
to
that
some
means
degree,
even
right? That's
no,
why that word's in there.
no.
Is that why that word's in
Mm-mm.
there?
Nope.
What? Oh, they just threw the word in for fluff. What?
No, I'm sure you wouldn't even be able to define significant for one. Listen, sir, like no, significant margin. So
Yeah.
that would mean that with like outside of a margin of error. So there might be
Well,
a
repeat it again.
sorry, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna help you out here. So that means that there may
Repeat it
have been,
again.
hi, sir. I'm literally restating this for you in a way that I think you might be
Okay.
capable of comprehending. So when we say
No,
within a
why don't you repeat
significant
it the way you repeated it? That there was
Sir,
no
I'm breaking it
significant.
down for you further because obviously you're not capable of following
Why don't you
along.
just repeat what you said and
Okay,
stand by
we're
it?
gonna go ahead and just rephrase this for you. And so let's
Well,
see
you
if
don't
you
need
can
to
follow
rephrase it for
along.
me.
Okay.
Repeat what the
So
hell
when
you
it
said.
comes to, all right, when
Why
it
can't you
comes
repeat what
to
the hell you said?
evaluating
You
how
were
pay is done,
stating
when we
Harvard
say within a
and the
significant
significant.
margin, so when they say it's significant, right, that means that they only maybe saw it at 1 out of, let's say, 10 times. I can't remember the
Were you
exact
guessing
statistical
those
model
numbers,
that they
or those
quoted or the
numbers sound
number
like a
that they
guess?
exactly quoted on
Where
each one of
is
those
that?
3
Is that
budget
in the?
models, where they
That
might have
sounds
found
like
it
a
occurred
guess.
within one company that undocumented immigrants lowered the wages of American citizen workers, but they didn't find it significantly carried out across the board, across all companies that do actively hire undocumented immigrants in the United States of America. And that's how that works. So he hung up. My bad. But that's how it is. Basically, they might have seen it occur within one job, and I mean like one specific company, but they didn't see it across the board within the entire industry. That's how that works. And you tell me you don't know anything about the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2012 without telling me you don't know anything about that act. That's not even what it did. Do a little bit of research. You guys don't even realize that this shit has been proven wrong for the last 13 years and you still believe the lies. There is a new way of talking to radicalized people. You nailed it. I wish I was this capable of talking to dummies, all going back to research. You're welcome, NG, and thank you for the £5. Over on TikTok, just a friendly reminder, if you are new, hit that follow button and let's keep booping that screen. Let's go ahead and get it up. Guys, I'm just going to go ahead and set it up to 200,000 likes. Let's see how quickly we can get to 200,000 likes. There's 687 people here. Y'all should be able to get to 200,000 likes in the next 5 or 7 minutes easily. Over on the tubes, don't forget to hit that follow button. You can also send super chats. That is the best way to make sure that I do read your comments. We do have memberships available as well. We already did get 5 gifted memberships and 1 sub on their own today. Anybody that so chooses to do so, it is the cheapest way to continue to support me. Be sure to hit that follow button if you're over on Twitchy. We have subscriptions available on Twitchy and over on TikTok as well. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Sassy, you just double tap the screen. You're 36, and are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, I'm calling to prove that you lied about Yale and Harvard.
I'm good, sir. Guys, I'm gonna reiterate this again, and also I did not. You just Googled something real quick and read the chat GPT, and I know that you did. If you are going to call into my stream, this is a brand new phone call with you, the individual, not for you to stand up for the last caller. Okay, I promise you, he's a big man. He doesn't need you white knighting for him. Okay, he doesn't need you to come to his rescue. I'm sure that would probably hurt or injure his fragile masculinity. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hey, Monster.
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm here. I'm 67.
67. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
He's uncovered all the waste and abuse of USAID.
Okay.
I appreciate those finding out the scandals with Social Security recipients that aren't really live people. I appreciate a secure border. We need to know who's coming into this country and who isn't. Those are concerns every American should have. You're welcome.
Thank you, Shai, so much for lighting up that last one. Okay, so specifically, can you name anybody that's from USAID that has been charged with fraud? Because that is a federal crime.
Well, there ought to be a lot of people charged with fraud. You had
I
the
know you said
government
there ought to
bankrolling
be.
the
That's
media.
fine. I know you said there ought to
Do
be,
you
but
like the
can
media?
you? Sorry, fraud is a legal term and it's also a crime. Okay, so can you name to me
Do you support?
individuals? Can you
Do
name
you
to me?
support the?
Can you name to me
If you're not
individuals?
answering the question,
Can
I
you name to me the
answered your question.
individuals? You did not. Can you name individuals? You
Yeah.
said they ought to be. You didn't say that they were. So who are the
How
individuals that
about
were
the
charged?
PBS, the NPR, the BBC
I'm
media that
sorry,
was being
PBS,
paid for by
NPR,
Democrats?
and BBC were all charged
Corruption
with fraud.
and these paying to
Can
have
you
people
show
have
me?
learn
Hi,
about
sir. Hi, sir.
gay
Hi,
comic books
sir.
in
Sir.
South America.
Sir.
Come on,
Sir. Sir.
come on. Those are kind
Sir.
of that's why I
Sir.
support Trump. You want to know
Sir.
why I support Trump? I support Trump because he got
Sir.
Doge to
Grandpa.
find out all
Grandpa.
this crazy stuff that the
Grandpa.
government is paying for.
Nurse.
You can't win. You
Nurse.
lost. You lost. Yes, you
Nurse.
did. You lost. You asked
Nurse.
why I support Trump, and I
Nurse.
told you why.
Grandpa's crashing
You
out.
sunk your little boat.
Nurse.
You sunk your boat.
Nurse.
You sunk your boat. And then it
Nurse.
gets on all kinds
Where's
of
the
other things that
nurse?
Trump has uncovered.
Security.
You weaponize
Security.
the Democrats have weaponized
Security.
the government.
Grandpa's
And you don't like
crashing
it?
out.
I'm sorry for
Security.
you. I'm sorry
Security.
for you. I'm sorry for you.
Nurse.
You can't defend what you asked a question that I gave you a valid
Hello.
answer. You're just totally wrong. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Nurse.
I'm right. I love you,
Nurse.
but you need help.
Hello.
Okay? I'm gonna pray for you.
Nurse.
I'm gonna pray for you.
Hail
Bye-bye.
Satan.
Bye-bye.
Hail Satan. Hail Satan.
Bye-bye.
Hail Satan. Hail Satan. Y'all, this is why sorry, Grandpa should not be left unattended. Grandpa should not have been left unattended today. I don't know where his assistant was. I don't know where his his nurse was, but that wasn't an answer to the question. When I asked specifically, can you name individuals from USAID that were charged with fraud? Well, I believe they ought to be. That's not an answer to my question. I answered your question. I answered your question. It just wasn't the answer that you wanted. No, that just isn't an answer to the question. I asked you for names. I answered the question. I answered your question. Also, I don't even think he knows where BBC is located. Silver alert. Thank you, guys. I'll start yelling that one next time. That was a fragile masculinity crash out. My bad. I am literally too clumsy for this. Bombay, thank you. See, I like how William can't actually respond to anything that I'm saying. For number one, Trump shut down the border. The MA illegal immigrants have received more benefits than U.S. veterans, billions versus millions in the past year. Prove that with federal benefits. Bro, what? That's a dang lie. Hey, Bay, I'm curious what your goal is. Being condescending is only going to further increase opposition. You say this stream not for debate, so you just argue for fun. No, this is for education, hey, Bay. It seems that, and I'm not trying to be rude here, nor am I attempting to be condescending, but it seems like you are here to be a shit poster in some degree, or you are refusing to learn. This is for me to educate individuals that may not know anything about these subjects. And again, I do stomp down on misinformation when misinformation comes up because misinformation is harmful. I hope that helps. And again, I like how you want to call me being condescending when I match energy of callers, like the last guy just screaming over me because he didn't like me asking him a question. It's called matching energy. Thank you, Joseph, for the jewels, Black Hat for the jewels, and thank you, Metal Trucker, for the donation as well. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey, doll, how's it going? I don't know if you remember me. It's Ray calling back.
Okay. Have we talked before, Ray?
Yeah. I want to apologize. You cut me off because I said one of the bad words.
Oh, okay. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah, well, like we talked about last time, I've been watching you for a while, and I've been really second guessing my opinions.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, and just the one thing I will say, I'm not the most educated. I dropped out in grade 6 to take care of my grandma, but the one thing I do like about him is he's getting rid of these aliens, and I like I told you before, I've been watching a lot of these NASA documents. But the one thing I just don't understand is why are we sending them to Mexico and Ecuador?
Because they couldn't get them to Area 51.
Yeah, exactly. We should be taking them to the Area 51, maybe do some research. But I was just, you know what, you're a really smart girl, ma'am, and I would love your opinion on why I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, I support the little green people being able to stay within the United States of America because I think they can share their knowledge with us. Because I mean, they had to have some to get to the United States of America, or even to the world in that our Earth in that way. Maybe they came from Mars. I don't know. But I think that Donald Trump maybe has some kind of agreement with all of these other countries that he's like, hey guys, we're going to pay you to do our research for us, but we'll never see the research back from you because you guys don't actually want to share your alien technology with us. Also,
Yeah, see, that's what I'm
you know
kind
what?
of thinking.
Actually, sorry, Area 51 was designated as a sanctuary city, which is why Donald Trump refuses to send them there.
Oh, that makes sense. See, it's like what's that city called? Chicago. It's kind of like a Chicago.
Kind of like Chicago, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. And so basically, like the aliens are cool, but the other countries need their help more, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's why he's sending them to war-torn countries, hoping that they can end those wars, like Sudan.
Oh,
Why
you
else would
know
we
what?
send them to Sudan?
That's beautiful. You know what? And see, that's why I look at Trump. He's kind of what are they called? Like the people that are out there helping people, kind of like a Bill Gates.
Oh, for sure. No, actually, I don't know. Not Bill Gates.
No, see,
Guys,
and
can
some
we
of the
spam the
things he
chat
does,
with
like he
alien
doesn't really
emojis?
seem like a very nice
Alien
person, you know.
emojis.
Like where I grow up, you know, you only have one shirt, but someone needs a shirt. You take that shirt off your back and you give it to another person. I couldn't see Donald Trump doing that with his last shirt.
That's true. It would probably come with the stain too. Well, all right, Ray.
Yeah, costs a lot of Big Macs.
I hope you find your green friend, and maybe we'll stop deporting them to Mexico.
Yeah, well, and I see, I'm a little confused because, like, are we talking about aliens or are we talking about illegals? Or are they just all the same thing?
I have no idea, to be honest. I wish I actually no, I don't wish to be in his brain, but yeah, I don't know what he's thinking. I think he believes they're all the same. Well, you have a
He
great
believes
rest of
they're
your
all the
Sunday,
same.
Ray. Sorry, it is always fun to get a little bit of a comic break there. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
23.
23. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, I don't support either side.
Okay,
I just have
valid. You have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
You're a fucking cunt.
Okay, that doesn't insult me. See you next Tuesday. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, you're not willing to argue the.
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Awesome. How old are you?
22.
22. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. And what has Donald Trump done in his 9 months in office that has earned your continued support?
What he's done in the last 9 months, I would say that he's helping with the border issue for sure.
Like what? And be specific.
Well, the immediate overflow of, I think it was like thousands and thousands of people that were coming in a day.
Coming in? Where can I
Yes,
find
like
the
crossing in.
statistics? Yeah, no, where can I find the statistics of how many people crossed into the United States on DHS, ICE, or cbp.gov? That doesn't come from a news, media, or press release.
Well, I was only aware of one statistic, the one you're probably talking about, where it was encounters,
Okay.
but I don't know
And
which site that was.
oh, that's on so Encounters is reported on by CBP. You're aware that DHS is oversees Customs and Border Protection, correct?
Honestly, I did not know that, but I do now.
Okay. And do you know how DHS defines encounters?
Is that where simply somebody's taken into a detention center and let go, or if they get into the country?
No, I just wanted to know if you knew what encounters meant per DHS.
Well, if you could tell me, maybe I don't.
I will. So I'm putting this up on the screen for everybody. This is Office of Homeland Security Statistics, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. I'm on their glossary. We're going to go ahead and go all the way down to the east, and we're going to go to encounters. The sum of U.S. Border Patrol Title 8 apprehensions, Office of Field Operations Title 8 inadmissibles, and aliens processed for expulsions under Title 42 authority by either U.S. Border Patrol or Office of Field Operations. So when we're talking about people being encountered at the southern border, it's everybody that was stopped, either attempting to come through a port of entry or within 100 miles of the southern border that were then apprehended, considered inadmissible, and then processed for expulsion. So when we're talking about there being thousands of daily encounters, while that is absolutely correct, those people are not allowed into the country by their own definition used by DHS.
Oh, I see where you're coming. Well, how many people would you say statistically is proven that have came in? That
There is
without a
nothing
doubt that
that's
are in the
statistically
country.
proven, because if they cross the border through a non-port of entry and they're here, quote unquote, illegally, that is an unknown variable, and it's actually not anything that could count, because that means that they weren't found by anyone but in a position of authority, be that CBP, DHS, National Guard, ICE, whatever. So it's actually an unknown variable. Now they have estimates that we know, and this has been studied by the Pew Research Center. And at most, they estimate that it would be about like 1.6 million is actually the average, because they guess anywhere between 800,000 to 2.6. So about 1.6 would be the middle ground there for how many we could say came in through the country through a non-port of entry and weren't caught or stopped.
Well, you would agree that my premise wasn't wrong, though.
Yeah, I would agree that it was wrong.
Well, my premise was is that it's been tightly controlled and people aren't coming in as much.
We have
So
no
let's
way of
say
knowing, because
encounters are coming in.
so we can
Okay,
say
lower
that here.
encounters, you would say.
Yes, lower encounters does not mean that illegal border crossings are down, because those two things are not the same in any way, shape, or form. They are two different statistics, right? And so that's the whole thing. Because again, illegal border crossings are an unknown variable. It's an unquantifiable number that no department is able to keep track of, because if they were seen or found at any point, then that would be considered an encounter or that they were caught, right? So we have no way of actually knowing that crossings are, quote, down.
Well, what we do know is there's less encounters.
That's it. That's all we know. Correct.
But that would improve my point. That would prove your point. Because you'd be like, well, we got more encounters that we stopped, so we stopped more people than y'all did. That's what you would say.
No, I see. The only thing I ever argue is it just encounters just show to me that Customs and Border Protection are doing their job.
Okay, well, that's one thing that I feel personally that has been happening. And I could actually say this on record that my opinion has been kind of morphing a little bit. I've seen some of the videos and how ICE has been handling some people. I'm not a big fan of it, so I will put my hand up and say I did vote for that, but I didn't really. I'm not a fan of how it is for normal people, but I am glad that people that were deported, like in Texas, they had apartment buildings that Nicaragua was taking over, and they got rid of those people. They got rid
That
of
wasn't in
someone in the Houston
Texas?
area.
Was
Yeah,
that
in
in
San Antonio, they had it. Yeah, it was in
This
San
is new.
Antonio.
Honestly,
Also, it
this
was
is
in
new. I'm
Denver.
gonna go ahead and look this
Yeah.
up. I haven't heard of this happening in San Antonio, so let me go ahead and look in that. I am curious about that.
Yeah.
You can keep going.
Yeah, but I was just saying that they were stopping people in San Antonio. They were the people that were in whatchamacallit, Houston, that killed, I think her name was Jocelyn Flores. I'm glad that those people are getting taken care of. I feel like it was handled better during this administration than it was during the last one.
No, there's really no evidence of that. Okay. So that's cool to know that apparently there were Tren de Aragua gang members arrested in a raid at a vacant apartment
Yeah, it says right
complex
here
that
in
is
San
now
Antonio.
going into foreclosure. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. As far as the one in Denver or Aurora, Colorado, that's already been disproven.
Aurora, my bad, yeah.
Yeah, that's already been
so what was the
disproven.
video of all those people then?
Yeah, so there's now been evidence that showed that the landlord paid people to do that.
Wow. What's that source? I'm not going to say you're wrong. I actually want to know that.
Last time I looked, and it's been a moment, I believe it was from the mayor.
I have to look more into that, but
Sure, no
yeah,
problem.
that's one thing that I feel better. I won't do it right now. I'm trying to use the time I best can. I feel like the getting. How do you feel about my other statement? You know, the illegals that are actually committing crimes being removed.
Uh, yeah, no. So that's always actually been a practice in the United States of America where individuals that have committed crimes that are not citizens of the United States, they're even if they're permanent residents, their resident status can be revoked and then they are summarily removed from the country. That's actually always been a practice. And in fact, that was something that was fully endorsed by the Biden administration under the last term. That when C-19 was actively ongoing, we have a memo that was released by Mayorkas, who was in charge of DHS at that time, that stated that instead of focusing on raiding random places or undocumented individuals, they were going to focus on individuals that were within the prison system and get them removed after they've served their sentence. So that has always been a thing. And if that was the only thing that Donald Trump was doing, I would absolutely be in support of the fact that individuals who have committed crimes in the United States of America, regardless of their legal status, if they are a non-citizen, that they get removed from the country after they've served their sentence for if it was for a violent crime.
So, why do you want them to serve their sentence here? Just
Why? Because if it was for a
wondering.
violent crime, that guarantees that the family is seeing some level of justice. If we deport them prior to them completely serving their sentence within the United States of America, we have no guarantee, nor does the family have any guarantee that they're going to serve out the rest of their sentence in the foreign prison of their home country.
Would you be open to an agreement across foreign lines that we send a citizen to the other nation? Not a citizen, my bad. We send the person who's undocumented to another nation if it's promised they'll serve that sentence.
Yeah, if we could get some kind of proof of that, I would absolutely agree.
So I guess that's I would hope they would do something like that. Let me see what else.
I
To
wish
be
they
honest,
would,
I
but
haven't
my
seen as
other
much.
issue is that they're
Yeah.
sending people that, like, there was one man, and so I'll be very clear. I don't remember the man's name, and I don't agree with him having stayed in the United States after he served his sentence. But he went to prison for 25 years, completely served his sentence here for it was for murder, in the United States, and unfortunately, the previous administration did not send him back to his home country of Jamaica. They allowed him to stay because he did change his way of life within this is their reasoning, right? Within prison and everything like that. And even after he got out, he got a degree, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But he was not deported from our country. Well, Donald Trump and his administration did in fact choose to deport him, but instead of sending him back to Jamaica, they sent him to a Sudanese prison. And where he still is at, even though the president of Jamaica has clearly said that they would have taken back their own citizen and they wanted to take their own
So
citizen back. They even had him on a
why is
plane
that
to deport
happening?
him to Jamaica and removed him from that plane to put him on a different one. Because
Well,
that's
so I
how it
want to
was,
ask
their
why is
family members can track that stuff. Why are they being
yeah,
sent to a third
yeah.
country? I have no clue. Honestly, I don't know why
Yeah.
they're being sent to a third country that's not their own, especially when the country that he's from, he's a citizen of, said, hey, we'll take him back. Like the Jamaican president even came out and said, we wanted to take him back. We offered to take them back. We were going to take back our own citizens. I just don't believe that a man that has already served his sentence in the United States of America should be put back in jail in another country, specifically a war-torn country. A war-torn country, sorry.
Yeah. And let me think of what else I'm happy about. I guess I would say the you know, and I'm gonna say this on air. There's certain things that, as much as I would like to say I'm happy for, I'm waiting for it to still happen.
Okay.
Like the economy. The economy, I would say, is still inflating, but I'm
It is.
assuming that I'm assuming that it's going to at least slow down a little bit. I think it's going to take longer than just President Trump to fix it. It's not going to happen overnight. And if he did promise that, I think that was not entirely a good thing to say. But if it slows down, that's what I'm hoping for, because it's getting worse out there. Gas hasn't been bothering me, so I'm fine with that, where I'm at.
Gas
What
is
else?
about the only thing that's actually technically down, but it's only by half a percentage point.
I'll take it, man. Every
Oh no, I
penny
don't
matters to
disagree.
me. Yeah. I
But no
would
one can
say,
ever point me in the direction what specifically Donald Trump did to lower gas prices.
did he open up any of that pipeline, the Keystone?
No, sir. The Keystone XL pipeline was stopped by the Supreme Court
I wonder why they did that. I don't know,
because it
but
was going to be built through indigenous and protected lands. So not only indigenous tribe land was supposed to go through, but it was also going through protective wildlife
but isn't that
reserves.
Biden's fault? Didn't he sign
No, it
something
was
where
actually no.
not?
So it was the
I
Maryland
thought he had
Supreme
signed something
Court.
about
The
that.
Maryland Supreme Court, the state level Supreme Court, decided against and ruled against the Keystone XL pipeline under under the Trump first administration. And when it got appealed up to the Supreme Court kicked it back down to the lower courts, reaffirming their ruling, basically agreeing with them on the same thing, that it should not be completed built. We'll stick with the ruling of the Maryland Supreme Court. The only thing that Biden did when he came into office was remove the permits that were effectively useless because
Yeah,
they
because
could no longer
I
be
thought I had
used.
heard somewhere that public or native land was no longer going to be drilled on or have oil access through it.
Because they shouldn't be drilled on.
Well, what if the natives want oil drilled on there? They can make money.
Except that's not what that was. I don't know. The pipeline was not for drilling, sir. The
Well,
pipeline,
transporting oil too, right?
right, specifically tar sand oil from Canada, Canadian tar sand oil, to be going all the way through the Gulf, right? To the Gulf. That was the idea of the pipeline. And where that oil was going to go is that oil was supposed to be so Canada could easily ship out their oil to other countries for a lower cost, because it would, guess what? They would have more avenue to people, right? That's actually what it was. It was a Canadian pipeline that would have only created, at the end of its completion, would have only created 40 permanent jobs within the United States of America, and that was just for the upkeep. It wasn't going to create any new jobs for American citizens except for 40. The construction of it absolutely would have created new jobs, temporary jobs, but permanent jobs were only going to be for its upkeep, and it was only going to be 40. And it was only so that Canada could get more trade partners for their oil instead of being primarily selling to the United States of America. It wasn't going to help the American gas industry. It was a Canadian pipeline.
Then why did Biden cut it? Like,
He didn't.
what is
All he
that?
did, again,
Or
who
stop
is the
building,
one
you
that
said?
stopped the construction of the pipeline? Who stopped the construction?
Supreme Court?
The Maryland Supreme Court. It got appealed all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. The United States Supreme Court just reaffirmed the Maryland Supreme Court's decision when they said, here, it's yours to have back. We're not going to hear it. We don't disagree with your ruling.
You're saying they stopped it or they reaffirmed?
They reaffirmed Maryland Supreme Court
Then who
decision
originally
to
stopped
stop it. The Maryland Supreme Court.
So they reaffirmed their own decision.
No, the United States Supreme Court of America, the highest Supreme Court in the United States, reaffirmed Maryland Supreme Court decision.
Keys. Well, let me look something up real quick. It says right here, January 2021, that his first day of office, he officially stopped it.
No, he didn't stop
Joe
it.
Biden.
He removed the permits.
Well, but that's like the same thing, man.
It's not,
The
because
same.
again, it had already been decided on under Trump's administration in 2018 in Montana that they could no longer continue construction on the Keystone XL pipeline. It was already
Oh,
stopped.
yeah.
The only thing Biden did was cancel the permits that were no longer needed because the construction was over.
So you can tell me if this is wrong or not. I'm seeing right here that it says Obama denied it in 2015 the permit. Trump approved the project again, and then in 2021 that he revoked the Trump era permit.
Right after the Supreme Court decided that they could not build the pipeline.
What year was the Supreme Court decision? So I could look it up.
2018, Maryland Supreme Court.
Oh, I see. So, I'm sorry. I got the years mixed up then. I didn't know what year you were talking about for that Supreme Court. Let me see.
And the United States Supreme Court declined hearing
Why is
their
it?
case
Yeah.
in July of 2020. So the Supreme Courts, Maryland in 2018, Supreme Court of the United States of America 2020, all under the Trump administration, denied their ability to continue to build the pipeline. And only then, because Donald Trump didn't cancel the permits, all Biden did was cancel the existing permits that were no longer needed because the construction was stopped by the Supreme Court of the United States of America and the
I see
Maryland.
what you're saying.
Sorry, Montana.
You're
Did I
saying it
say
was already.
Maryland? My bad,
You're saying it
guys.
was already. You're saying
Montana.
it's
I
all.
kept
I was
saying
thinking the same
Maryland. That was
thing.
my bad,
I was
guys. It
like
was
Maryland.
Montana Supreme Court.
Uh,
Sorry,
so
guys.
well, because
I
I
didn't
saw
even catch that.
Montana right here. But
Yeah,
what was I gonna say?
my bad for on the state.
So you're saying that Joe Biden just stopped the permits that was already stopped, just like because what's the point of having it?
Correct.
Well, it still shows on his record, and so I guess that's why people use it against him. But
That's why
so
they use
really,
it against
Obama was
him,
one
because they
that
didn't.
yeah, Obama stopped it. Trump started it.
No,
Supreme
Obama
Court
just
stopped it.
declined. No, Obama just declined to issue them permits because of the plans that were already out there, because, they have to request permits from the government. And so with that, they have to propose plans, right? And so if you look at the maps of where the Keystone XL was supposed to be built through, again, it's going through indigenous land, and it's just a pipeline to move oil. It's not to drill. It was going through indigenous land and protected wildlife reserves, and that was the issue, which is why Obama declined issuing permits. Trump came in and said, "Nah, here, have it." And it finally reached all the way up to 8% complete. Only 8% complete, considering it was like, I don't even remember how long it was. Oh yeah. 12 it was supposed to be 1,200 miles. 1,200 miles, right? They'd
So if it
completed
was complete,
8%
what
of
would
it.
it do?
It was only so Canada could move their oil to the Gulf, and then they would export their oil to foreign countries, and would only have created 40 permanent jobs for American citizens.
So I don't get it. Why would Trump and the U.S. want that pipeline?
Because they weren't thinking ahead.
Well, you're saying it at least would have created some jobs, right?
40.
Like temporary.
40. Yeah, it would
No,
have
you
created
said
I
permanent
think it was
40.
about the jobs originally estimated that it was supposed to give people was, and again, these were all temporary jobs because it would move from like state to state to state to state, right? It was only going to be about like 1,600 per each section that they were building, which, I mean, is still good. Like 16 to 2,000 temporary jobs, that's still good. That gives people work to do for a time, but it's not worth the offset of going through indigenous protected land and protected wildlife reserves.
But would they at least pay us to put a big pipe? There's got to be a catch, man. They're paying us to have
It
that big ass
doesn't
pipe on our
matter. I
land.
don't even know why we're arguing something that was stopped 7 years ago.
I think because
That's
we
the
just
part that I
focused too
just
much
don't get.
on it. That's
Yeah, unfortunately, a
uh.
lot of people did like do it way too much.
But okay, another reason why I was voting for Trump is just because I felt like the attitude and the moral. So we could talk policy all day. I could tell you're very well educated on politics. I used to look it up. I gave up on it. I got frustrated with politics. You'll school me there every time. But morals, I just was not a fan of where I felt the left was going with morals, so I just didn't want to vote for it.
Sorry. What's more immoral than voting for a president that is 34 counts convicted of lying on his business record, so falsifying business records, paying for a corn star, right? A man that cheated on all three of his wives, his first wife with his second wife with his third wife with the corn star while she was pregnant. Also is held civilly liable for sexual assault of a woman, has been accused of sexual assault by 27 other women. And even if we go off the statistics that which is a very low statistic, I can't remember what it is. It's like less than 1% of all false reports are actual false reports. I think it's 5%, right? So even if we say that out of that 27 that it's 0.05% are false, that would mean that one person has the probability of lying. 1.35 persons have the probability of lying based off of the statistics. That it's 5% of all reports of sexual assault are falsified. And again, that's a statistics from the Department of Justice. I'm so sorry. How is that the more moral candidate to vote for somebody that, again, held civilly liable of sexual assault of a woman, has 27 other instances of being accused of sexual assault? Again, we can just take that down from 27 to 26 based off of the statistics. Well, technically, it would be 25.65 people, which is an impossible number. So we can just round that up to 26 people, women that have accused him of sexual assault, that acknowledged and admitted to on a Howard Stern show that he would just walk into Miss Teen USA dressing rooms while the girls are in various stages of undress because he was, quote, inspecting because it was his, right?
I'm
So
sorry.
do you
Well,
think it's moral for an old man to be creeping on little girls? Or how about the fact that he's caught on, what was it, the fucking, I can't remember, the Hollywood
well,
Access tape from 2005, where he quite literally said that he moves on women or moved on a woman like she was a bitch. He doesn't even wait for permission. He just goes in to kiss them and he grabs them by the hoo-ha.
well, ma'am, I understand what you're saying. You've said a lot.
Yeah, that
If
doesn't
you
sound
ask
like
me,
that's an
well,
immoral
hold on.
thing. All of those
No,
things are
look.
immoral.
Yes, well, let me ask you a question.
And
If you ask
especially if
me
you're
right
going by
now,
the morality based upon the Bible, adultery
ma'am,
is
yeah,
against the 10 Commandments.
ma'am, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, if you asked me right now, who do I think's more immoral as an individual, Obama or Trump? Who do you think I would say?
I would hope you would say Trump.
Well, yeah, because I'm not saying Obama. I don't agree with the man, but I think he was actually a decent human being. Trump had a lot of things in his life he probably did that were not too great. I wasn't talking about the man himself. I was talking about the
Okay, cool. The
overall
Republicans want
morals
to
that.
lower the age of consent. We see that Republicans in a state like Idaho are removing
Well,
the fact that consent is even
ma'am, I didn't
taught.
finish my point,
Sorry,
please.
well, if you're talking about Democrats versus Republicans, I'm just going to go ahead and go out here with this. In a state like Idaho, they're removing consent being taught to teenagers in sexual education courses because apparently consent no longer needs to be taught. You have RFK, who is representing, it's like he's a part of the current Trump administration, who made a very weird statement saying that 65-year-old male sperm is more motile than teenage sperm of little boys, and that girls are becoming of age or hitting puberty sooner. All in the same sentence, mind you. RFK said that. So if somebody puts two and two together, and all of this is said in one sentence, where 65-year-old men's sperm is more motile than a teenage boy's sperm, and little girls are hitting puberty sooner, that implies that I'm sorry, this is a huge implication, and I'm going to be honest, this is my opinion here. But the
I was
implication
about
there
to
that
say it
other
seems
people
kind of a
heard is that
reach, though.
RFK, it's not reaching, sir. He said it in one breath, one sentence.
No, I'm not
And that's
saying the
very
stats
hard
you
for
said are a reach.
RFK to do because of his disability that he has, right? With his vocal cords. But he said all of this in one full sentence. That's 65-year-old men have more motile sperm than little teenage boys and teenage
Well, do
girls
they? I'm
and
not
teenage.
sure.
No, dude, that is scientifically inaccurate. 100%, by the way.
Well, I don't know because
Scientifically,
you don't let me
that is
ask.
scientifically inaccurate in so many ways, which is why it even harps further on the point that fucking RFK was suggesting that old men, 65-year-old men, needed to impregnate teenage women. Sorry, teenage girls, because
Okay,
those are girls.
was that on
Okay?
record that he said
No,
that?
yeah. Yes, it was on a oh my God, yes. Yes, it was in the
Ma'am,
fucking
please.
Oval Office. It was
Okay,
in the Oval Office on
he
national
said
television with him standing
he
at a
said that.
podium. He was saying it at a podium. Yes, dude, he said it on national television, standing at a podium, saying that
That 65-year-old
65-year-old
men need to impregnate
men's
teenagers.
sperm that was more motile than teenage boys, which is unequivocally untrue according to
But that's not what I'm
scientific
talking.
data that we have. And then he also said in the same breath, and teenage girls are hitting puberty faster. Am I saying that he said 65-year-old men should boink teenage girls? That's what I'm saying he implied, but he did not say those point words blanketly. But
Ma'am,
again, we also see it across the entire country where Republicans and their state legislators are trying to lower the age of consent and
I don't think you've paused to listen this whole time.
the Republicans again in some states are trying to remove that 16-year-olds need a parent's permission to get married, but they are trying to lower the age of consent. The age of consent. No, bro. If there is anybody that is more immoral, it is most definitely the Republican Party, dude. I can't.
Well, hold on
More
a
claims of
second.
morality is so gross. I can't. Ugh. RFK is so gross. He said that in one sentence. Well, did he say that? No, and I was very clear the entire time. I'm not saying that the word specifically came out of RFK's mouth, but if you put two and two together with them being within the same sentence, 65-year-old men, sperm is more motile than teenage boys, and we know that little teenage girls are hitting puberty at younger ages. It wasn't period. Teenage girls are hitting. It was and teenage girls are hitting puberty at, like, that's what he was saying. There it is. It's all in one sentence. If he'd said, and we know it's a problem that teenage girls are hitting for like puberty earlier in life, I wouldn't have seen the two together, right? I wouldn't have put them together, but he didn't. Aslan, thank you for all of this. Yeah, British Broadcasting Corporation. I know I'm naturally blonde, but I do my that's funny. I like that one. Yeah, the other alien lady should have said that. Thank you for the jewel skrills. Okay, so I've been doing these political podcasts for just over, oh gosh, about a year and a half now. Specifically, the MAGA support hotline only started in August, but just that hotline part. Massachusetts has spent more money on illegal aliens than veterans. Should illegals receive more than American veterans? No, American veterans should always receive more, but I also would like you to prove that Massachusetts has spent more money on illegal immigrants. So please go do that, William. Thank you, Blackwater, for the jewels, and thank you, Alif, for the jewels. Okay, guys, I'm a little bit over my time, but I'm just like, yeah, I didn't think it was true Doradu, like there's no way that's true in any way, shape, or form. Thank you, Witchy Washy for the jewels. Thank you. Guys, if you are new here on all the platforms, on TikTok, it's hitting that follow button. Be sure to hit that follow button. Over on the tubes, it's hitting that subscribe button up at the top. Over on Twitchy, it's also hitting that follow button. After you hit all of these options, whether it's follow or subscribe, be sure to hit that bell icon so you get notified when I go live or when I upload a video. Thank you, Riley. I'm actually about to end, so I'm not going to change the... We'll go ahead and do the raid. I'm not going to change the like goal just because we've hit it and y'all did amazing. You already typed that in there, so we'll do crystal underscore OCD lady. We'll go ahead and do that. All right, guys, we'll do that in just a second. Really quick TikTok. Don't stop tapping that screen, but give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Guys over on YouTube, guys over on Twitch, we are going to go ahead and end. Thank you so much for being here on this Sunday. I hope you guys have a great team, whatever team you're rooting for. I hope they win, unless it's the Steelers. I hope they lose because I got to support the team's jersey that I'm actively wearing because yay, monogamy. Twitch, you guys can stick around for a second. We're going to do a raid. Bye over on YouTube. Thank you guys for all of the support. I greatly appreciate you every day.